About Time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to every single one of y'all that has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. Man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. You know, you got a lot of like goofies, clowns, weirdos, whatever you want to call it, that's just talking just because it sound good or because they hear other people saying things. And the topic, one of the topics of discussion is, again, we go back to this thing with Jaron Boots Ennis. And I said it, and I stand on it. Jaron Ennis is no longer a prospect. He is a legitimate contender. And you got idiots out here, saying that, Boots is sloppy. He's still, he not a contender. He a prospect. He need to go back and he need to learn more. Who has he beat? Who has he did? But this is the thing. When Jaron Ennis was, going through the stages of, when you first turn pro, of course they give you those fights, where you're supposed to beat the guys. That's when you're a prospect in the beginning. They feed you them guys that you're supposed to look good beating, and you do a good job doing it, and you look spectacular at it. He has already been through that stage. I repeat, Jaron Ennis has already been through that stage. He's past that stage now. But then when he was, getting past that stage and people were already talking about him, possibly fighting the top guys, the elite guys, and people was like, oh, well, no, he needs some step-up fights. You got to see, what he'd do against guys like Van Heerden and Delorme and all. You got to see what, how he'd do against guys like that. And then when he fight these guys and he destroy them, then all of a sudden, oh man, well, who did he beat? He didn't beat nobody. Oh, you got people talking about, off of his fight with, with Delorme, they calling him, the killer of the welterweight division. Listen, Terence Crawford even said it himself when Brian Custer asked him, who's the most dangerous man in the welterweight division? He said Jaron Ennis. Shawn Porter said Jaron Ennis. A lot of fighters say Jaron Ennis. So this is not just somebody who just talking just to try to hype somebody up and all that. I like a lot of, I like a lot of fighters, period, but I like a lot of fighters in the welterweight division too. I like Virgil Ortiz. I like Conor Benn. You know what I'm saying? I like Jaron Ennis too. I like a lot of fighters in the welterweight division. But the reality is Jaron Ennis is ready for the top guys. Terence Crawford said it. Shawn Porter said it. Matter of fact, when they interviewed Shawn Porter and they said, oh, well, what about Jaron Ennis against Errol Spence, Terence Crawford? He said, man, you going to put that one on me? So the guy said, okay, I just asked you, is he ready? Shawn Porter said he ready. He ready. Danny Garcia already said Boots is the future, man, of the welterweight division. Why y'all trying to take the credit away from Bozy Ennis and from Jaron Ennis and how hard they work? Because when Errol Spence, Shawn Porter, and Terence Crawford, and again, this is no knock against Shawn Porter, Terence Crawford, or Errol Spence, because I like and respect all those guys. They, they're not world champions and haven't been world champions for nothing. But when Errol Spence fought Chris Van Heerden. Hit him with that body shot, you know what I mean? Dropped him and all that. Everybody was talking about, man, you see that boy Spence? Man, ain't nobody gonna be able to do nothing with him. He the future, man. I'm telling you, he the truth. And they wasn't lying. When Terence Crawford knocked out Thomas Delorme, man, when he knocked out Hank Lundy, when he knocked out Victor Postal, when he stopped Kell Brook, people tried to downplay that. Oh man, Kell Brook ain't nothing. Kell Brook, now he ain't nothing when Terence Crawford stopped him, but then when Errol Spence beat him to be the IBF champion, but now all of a sudden, Errol Spence, like he beat Kell Brook for that belt. And I've said this before. Yes, everybody's journey to the world, to a world championship, to a title is different. But don't try to downplay or discredit, Jaron Ennis' accomplishments. Because to y'all think he not proving nothing. If he's stepping in the ring with these guys and he disposing of them, making them look like they don't belong in the ring with him, instead of saying he's fighting nobodies, look at it, keep an open mind. Y'all guys, a lot of y'all got one-track mind. Y'all got one way of thinking. Oh, he ain't beating nobody. But before he fought Lipin Yates, people said, oh man, Lipin Yates gonna expose him. But then when he stopped Lipin Yates too small, blown up, he's a blown up junior middleweight and all this kind of stuff. But when Lipin Yates, stopped Lamont Peterson, man, Lipin Yates, that boy, he tough. When Jaron Ennis fought Chris Van Heerden, and y'all seen Chris Van Heerden, he got out of the fight by trying to headbutt Boots, but it just backfired and he cut himself. Then after that, what did he came to them and said, man, look, he told him, he said, you a lot stronger than Spence, man. You hit harder than Spence. And when I did the video about that, everybody called me a liar. They told me stop capping. Van Heerden ain't say that. Then when it came from the horse's mouth, when Van Heerden said it, then when Bozy said it, then when Boots said it, like, yeah, he came up to us after the fight. It was even a picture with them, all three of them taking a picture after that, after he had to get his head and all that stuff all stitched up. And he said, man, I went 8 rounds with Spence. And he said, you strong, man. You hit harder than Spence. But nobody believed that and still don't. That's fine. That's fine. You can't make a believer out of everybody. But like I said before, Errol Spence was able to use Van Heerden as a measuring stick, because when Errol Spence fought Van Heerden, that's when everybody was like, yeah, Spence ready for the top guys. Everybody said that. But when Boots fight him, then all of a sudden he's fighting nobody. Man, he was supposed to fight Delorme before the fight got canceled, and that's when Van Heerden came to sub. Y'all know the story. Come on, man. I'm not changing the narrative here. Y'all know what it is. And then he destroyed Lipin Yates in dramatic fashion. Now all of a sudden they trying to downplay that. Talking about, oh man, they basing him being the killer of the welterweight division just off of what he did to Delorme. No. If you ask me, Delorme should have never been in the ring with him in the first place. I already said that. Based on his performance on the Lipin Yates undercard when he fought Kavaliauskas, and Kavaliauskas was whooping his ass. And I said, oh, if they trying to set up a Jaron Ennis and Delorme fight, I said, oh, it's not going to happen. I said, because Delorme looked like trash in that fight. I didn't think that they would make the fight happen. But guess what, though? So Jaron Ennis is supposed to what? Be inactive and not take what they put in front of him? And get rusty because, the other guys have other agendas? This is boxing. We know that. The guys with the belts want to fight other guys with the belts, or they want to get the fights for the biggest money. We know it's about the money and the politics and all the other BS that come with it. We already know that. But to say that he's not ready, come on, man. Come on. People that's saying that sound stupid. You saying that he's not ready. 28 fights, 26 knockouts, and he not ready. But Virgil Ortiz is ready though. He's 18-0 with 18 knockouts. But Virgil Ortiz is ready. But Jaron is not. Even Robert Garcia even changed his own narrative. When just a little over a year ago when he was talking about, oh, Virgil Ortiz knocked out Boots Ennis in 1 round. But now he changed the tune with that. He said, oh man, no. Boots and Virgil will be a good fight. Because he know. He know. I don't understand. Virgil Ortiz is 18-0 and he's ready for a world title shot. He's ready for one. And Jaron Ennis is 28-0 with 26 knockouts. And he's not ready. Why? Because Virgil Ortiz fought Maurice Hooker. Because he fought Mauricio Herrera, who beat Danny Garcia when he fought him in Puerto Rico. Is that why? Or is when he fought Samuel Vargas? Everybody want to name drop. But when Errol Spence won his first world title, he was 21-0. Wasn't he? That was in 2017. I think May of 2017. He was 21-0 when he won his first world title. Nobody didn't say before he got to the world title he needed more experience. The only one who was saying that was Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman was avoiding him. He was avoiding trying to fight Errol Spence. So he was the one coming up with all the excuses, talking about Errol too green, he need more experience, he don't got enough rounds in, let him win the belt first. Keith Thurman was the one talking all that. Nobody else said it though. Everybody else was like, no, he ready. 21-0 when he won his first world title, when he beat Kell Brook in 2017. Nobody said nothing. Terence Crawford, June of 2013, when he won his first world title. Here we be Alejandro Sanabria. When Terence Crawford won his first world title, and guess what? He was 21-0 too. Nobody said he wasn't ready. Shawn Porter was 13-0 when he won his first interim title, and he was 17-0 when he won his first world title. Nobody said he wasn't ready. But Jaron Ennis is 28-0 with 26 knockouts, and he not ready. Wow. Wow. See, some of y'all with these medical marijuana license, boy, y'all blowing that stuff, and that's is distorting y'all thinking. It's getting up y'all thinking. Straight up. I don't understand, why the boxing world is so against Jaron Ennis becoming a world champion. Why? Why, he rubbed y'all the wrong way? How he perform in the ring? This kid is dedicated to what he do. They work hard. Him and his father, they work hard. And again, I say it every time. After he fight, he say, man, look, I'm right back in the gym on Monday. After he fight, I'm right back in the gym on Monday. This kid always wants to be ready. Do I think, would I like to see him and Errol Spence fight? Absolutely. Would I like to see him and Terence Crawford fight? Yes. Keith Thurman and Jaron? Yes. Shawn Porter and Jaron? Yes. Ugas? Yes. Abel Ramos? Yes. I would like to see him fight a lot of these guys, but the reality is some of these fights is just not going to happen. Nobody's saying that these guys are scared of Jaron Ennis. Whoever is saying that, I mean, come on, man. They brains is booted. Whoever's saying that. Of course they not scared. They know who said that. Who said that they scared or they're ducking Jaron. They're not ducking him. They just got different agendas. And even Errol Spence said himself, he only got a couple more fights left at 47. So even if he don't get a chance to fight Jaron at 47, they may meet at 54. But Jaron made it clear he got unfinished business at 47. He want to, collect those belts. That's why I said even if he do win a belt, his first world title, I wouldn't be surprised if he got it by somebody vacating. So this kid is where so y'all keep saying he not ready, but there was a guy named Gabriel Maestre, was 4-0 with 3 knockouts. He was ranked number 4 with the WBA, in line for a title shot. against Ugas. And Jaron Ennis still wasn't even ranked at that time. And when they finally decided to rank him, he was number 5. But Gabriel Maestre, with 4 wins and 3 knockouts? Come on, man. Even if you don't like him, don't try to discredit his accomplishments in the ring. Because if you never been in that ring, you don't know how hard it is. Boxing is not easy. You can hit the bag all day long. The bags don't hit back. All that kind of stuff. It's different when you in there with an actual opponent and somebody trying to come at you and you trying to stay 2 or 3 steps ahead of them so you can get the drop on them before they get it on you. So because he makes what he do look easy, y'all want to try to discredit his accomplishments? Stop it. Y'all sound stupid. And for the people that's saying this nonsense, y'all know exactly who y'all are. Man, just cut it out. Stop with it. He is not a prospect. So it's okay for Errol Spence to win the title when he's 21-0. Terence Crawford to win his world title, he's 21-0. Shawn Porter 13-0, 17-0. Some people, you know, 17-0, 19-0. It's okay for, those guys to win world titles. And then look at some of the people that they're beating. Some of y'all never even heard of the people that some of these guys, and I don't care what the vision is. I'm just saying when people become world champion, they beat some of these guys and you never even heard of them. But nobody even look at that. They just like who they like. So because Jaron Ennis is daring to be great, y'all want to just try to just wipe out his accomplishments. But when Errol Spence and Shawn Porter, Terence Crawford beat some of these same guys, then it's a big deal when they do it. But when he do it, he ain't and I'm not going off of the Thomas Delorme fight, because I said Delorme should have never been in the ring with him. So y'all basing it on that. So what was he supposed to do? Y'all mad because he didn't carry Delorme and drag the fight out? He got in the ring and did what he was supposed to do. Now, if he would have carried Delorme in the fight, you know what y'all have been saying? Oh, man, he was supposed to get that boy out of there, man. He let that boy hang around too long. He was getting ready to do that to Van Heerden. Even the commentators said that. They said, y'all saw what was getting ready to happen. That fight wasn't going to go 5 rounds. Yeah, but see, Van Heerden was only somebody when Errol Spence fought him. Delorme was only somebody when Crawford fought him. Lipinets was only somebody when Lamont Peterson fought him, or Mikey Garcia fought him. But there was a lot of people, because I never forgot, a lot of y'all was saying, oh, man, you don't know how he'd do against guys like Delorme. You know what I mean? Like, them guys like that. Or, Lipinets. When it, before the fight was even made with Lipinets, when it was talk about it, people was like, oh, no, he get in there with Lipinets. That's it. He gonna get exposed. Then y'all gonna see that boy Boots, he ain't really none of that. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. He want to fight guys like But matter of fact, when he was supposed to fight Delorme the first time in 2019, I think December of 2019 or 2020, I think it was. He was trying to get a fight with Abel Ramos, and I think Abel Ramos had the belt, the WBA belt at that time. But he was trying to get a fight with Abel Ramos, but Abel Ramos didn't want to fight him. Same reason why Ugas don't want to fight him. These guys got different agendas, and then behind the scenes you got people promising them things, so they trying to make people make good on that. I get all that. I understand that. Don't talk that high risk, low reward shit. I don't want to hear that. Stop it. Just stop. Just stop. Because when all these other guys won their world title, nobody talked no high risk, low reward. People was just talking about, that they deserve to have this fight. Nobody talked about high risk, low reward. Nobody said that. And even when Kell Brook fought Errol Spence, he said, I don't know why everybody's so scared of this guy. He said, man, look, I'm a fighting. And Errol Spence always respected Kell Brook for that. Errol Spence is a great fighter. Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you still even got people trying to downplay Terence Crawford's resume. You got people trying to downplay his resume. Some people saying that Shawn Porter is, you know what I mean, like the creme de la creme. Even though Terence Crawford fought a whole bunch of guys. Gamboa, Hank Lundy, Kell Brook, Ricky Burns, Victor Postal. I think I said Gamboa. I'm just trying to think of some names like right off. I'm just trying to think of some names right off the top of my head. Amir Khan, Jose Benavidez. He fought. You know what I'm saying? Like he fought some people, and so did Errol Spence. Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Lamont Peterson. You see what I'm saying? Lamont Peterson was legit when Errol Spence fought him. He was legit when Lipin Yates fought him. But when Boots knock out Lipin Yates, then all of a sudden, Lipin Yates ain't official no more? Come on, man. Y'all crazy. I said it once, and I say it again, and I stand on it. Jaron Ennis is not a prospect. He is a legitimate contender. Now, whether these fights that we want to see is going to come to fruition or not, that's the different things, because we are not the promoters. We are not the matchmakers. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes and with the inner workings and all that. We got to leave that to the people who knows what they're doing. We got to leave that to them. I said something. I just said this to Leonard Ellaby, through a text message on Twitter, and I said, man, people need to leave that to the people who deal with that. And he like, oh, bruh, like, yo, please, because they don't understand. Yeah, it's a lot of fights we want to see. It's a lot of fights I want to see. I want to see Boots fight a lot of those guys, but Jaron Ennis want to fight a lot of those guys. Like, people keep trying to say this Ennis kid ain't nothing, but what is he supposed to do? He's saying that he wants to fight the big fights. But he can't fight the big fights now because all of these guys got different agendas. They going after the fights that's going, get them the biggest check. I get that. But if you a big draw, and you can put them asses in the seats, it's no different than Canelo fighting Avni Daron. It didn't matter who he fought because Canelo was the draw, so it wasn't going to change his bottom line. It's not going to change the money that he going to get. So if you official like a ref with a whistle and you can put them asses in the seats, don't matter who you fight. It's not going to change what you get. It's not going to change that. Same thing with Floyd. When Floyd became the guy, it didn't matter who he fought. Now, if Jaron Ennis was to fight Robert Guerrero and beat Robert Guerrero, people be saying, oh man, the ghost ain't nothing. But guess what? Floyd fought him and made $25-30 million. Shawn Porter fought Berto. A lot of people talking about, and Berto is one of the most exciting fighters. I like Andre Berto. Amir Khan, he was exciting at one point too. But if Jaron Ennis fought Amir Khan and knocked out Amir Khan, then what people gonna say? Oh man, Amir Khan been washed up anyway. Y'all just gonna keep making up excuses to discredit, what this kid does in the ring. He's primed, he's ready. And he's a legitimate contender, like it or not. Like it or not, Jaron Ennis is a legitimate contender, so shut the fuck up, swallow it, and walk that off. You understand? He is legit. So I had to, like I said, man, listen. Y'all know who y'all are, you know what I'm saying? My Trill 100 Mil gang, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Again, if you're watching this video for the first time, you know, share this video, hit that notification bell, subscribe to the channel, encourage others to subscribe to Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Let's keep this thing pushing. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, to y'all becoming part of the About Time Boxing family and that Trill 100 mil gang. Boom, all day. We done.